Action. What do you think of this coronavirus thing?
Coronavirus 19, it's completely devastated the community. As you can see, like the streets are all empty, all the theatres are shut down, musical venues, I think a lot of them are all closed down too. Crown's closed most of their gaming facilities.
Right.
There's a lot of misinformation too being provided to the public as well.
Have you heard stories about the fact that China has closed its last hospital because they've got no more new patients, and that they're finding cures for it all over the world?
I think if you do the homework, you'll find through the Oxford University data and statistics, which is online available, about 4 or 5 days ago, about the 17th of March, they released data that showed that the peak of the coronavirus 19 in China was the 6th of February
Okay.
2020. That's more than 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So if in the media you read, say in print media, that they say like, it's only in the last couple of days that China's just gotten on top of it, that's misinformation. You might find that it could in fact be that they've been on top of it for 5 or 6 weeks and are working at cures and remedies. People have to do, like Timothy Leary's, think for yourself, question authority. I think it's essential that people do that.
Yeah.
When people say like it's unprecedented, it's not. Like back in 1919, you had the Spanish influenza,
True.
which devastated and killed more people than World War I killed people.
Yes.
So if in the media they have the line or the narrative like this is unprecedented for humanity, that's not the case. If you read through your Bible and other religious sort of times
Oh, the
and artifacts,
pestilences of the old days.
yeah, you got like famine, pestilence, disease, death, carnage. So this is just another situation that the human race is going through.
Yeah, right. I've heard that Italy was locked down because there's so many old people there. Just the number of people in the population who are old and therefore vulnerable caused them to lock down.
Well, they're a beautiful, loving community too. So they love touching and embracing one another. And they like,
yes.
that they have great belief in love and family, and like a love of patrons and matriarchs as well.
Absolutely.
I think if you look at the data too, like again, like say if you look at Johns Hopkins University's data and Oxford University, their data as well, the mortality rate is like, I don't know, about 3.8 to 5%. Yet I think if you look at say from 70 over and infants, if you took them out of the equation, my question would be, what's the mortality rate for people between 5 and 65?
Right.
And is it manageable? I mean, would it be far better to actually, instead of like shutting everything down and stopping the machine almost, would it be better to like just keep it a bit more, have more momentum going?
Yes, indeed. Well, the stimulus package given to the people on government benefits is all about keeping the economy ticking over. Surely you don't want people panicking and locking down of a virus that's probably only going to affect old people and young babies. And mortality rate, I think you're right, is probably going to be fairly low for the bulk of the population. And it's kind of like everybody's panicking, and it's like it's causing global panic now.
Yeah, and I think it could be a case of like you might have governments and bureaucrats looking at other governments and bureaucrats from overseas and their response, and you got like for like response, working together.
Yeah.
And I think in the next sort of week or 2 weeks, you'll find well-known cases of people who have contracted it as like they've recovered.
Right. What do you reckon about Peter Dutton getting it?
Well, it's unfortunate for him and his family. And
shouldn't they lock down the parliament?
well, in theory, it's like you'd imagine that in principle that's what they're talking about. I'm trying to comprehend, like, if one person from a football club gets the coronavirus 19 in the IFL, then the whole competition has to shut down. That seems very draconian.
True.
I think it's like unnecessary. And I got the meme and the riff I'm thinking here is like it's draconian, sort of the measures that have been taken into society.
Thanks, mate. Good on you.
Thanks.
See you a bit later.
You guys.
Later on.